Guess who's back? Can't keep a good umpire down. Called into action at the Spotswood Footy Club. Ray Chamberlain on duty. I don't imagine for the only time this year. He is a sucker for a good cause. Out on the job, as you'd expect. Ray Chamberlain back in umpiring circles on the weekend. Razor, great to see you.
Jared, Gary, welcome back.
Nice to see you, young man.
In aid of?
In aid of the male hug and just discussing all things men's mental health. And the male hug have been running for about 6 years, Jared, now. They have a big event coming up at the MCG, which is Kick a Goal for Mental Health. And they're probably their greatest provision of service to the community is their 1800 My Buddy hotline. And so the encouragement is, you know, a problem shared is a problem halved. So there are lots of blokes out there that could probably do with something that they can lean into if they're doing it a bit tough. So really awesome cause. Kevin Sheedy, Matt Richardson, Tim Manor, these are ambassadors for the male hug. So it was good fun to be a part of.
Well, the feedback, nice and
Oh, no, I got plenty
sharp.
of feedback, yeah. Nah,
None positive?
Bit to work on, Gary. We want to unpack a bit of it tonight, mate.
All right, we've got a set of decisions from Gather Round. We just noted them as we went. The first one is the Ollie Dempsey mark that was paid. Should it have been?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it's a ball up, and the interesting part of this for me more so is obviously Scholl gets first grab at it. I don't think he marks it. I think there's a little bobble, and then Dempsey rips it away. The interesting thing from an umpiring perspective is where our umpire comes from, which is quite challenging for him. So his view's sort of more from behind Dempsey. So I don't think he gets a great look at Scholl's involvement in it. So I've got a bit of empathy for it.
Razor, there's four of you out there.
Yeah,
one of them's got to have a good view of it.
Yeah, you're going to overrule that? We've had 3 replays to get to it. So there was a bit of debate on the couch and on your shows. So the fact that you get one look from 50 metres, you probably stay out of that, Gary.
I'm going to keep an eye on you because you keep telling me you're in a bad position. There's 4 of you on the ground.
Okay.
Man in front. Right, 2 dangerous tackles. There was a little bit of that on Thursday night. One's the poster boy for dangerous tackle.
Yeah, so that's Peatling. And so the overarching principle is the tackle inherently dangerous? So are the arms pinned? Yes. Is there rotation? Yes. And is the player's head put in a vulnerable position? Yes, it is. So this is the poster child for dangerous tackle.
Less obvious as the Holmes one.
Yeah, it's slightly different, right? So with Holmes, I've got a bit of empathy, A, for the umpire and B, for the tackler in Holmes. So he does have hold of one arm, but Crouch does have a arm free. I don't think he rotates him. And I'm not sure whether Max is the contributor actually to
100%.
Crouch's head being put in a dangerous position.
Yeah.
So
I
for
think
me,
Matt threw himself back a bit there.
Potentially. I can understand how the umpire's been attracted to his head going into the ground, but with the benefit of replay, I don't think it's a free kick's warranted in that instance.
In the call on Friday night, there was an odd contact below the knees.
Confusion for me.
So we thought we'd get that clarified.
Beautiful. So we've gone through contact below the knees a bit earlier in the season. So my check goes to ground himself, and then the rule actually is written that if he makes forceful contact below the knee or causes the player to take evasive action so as to avoid that contact, then the free kick will be paid, and that's what we see here.
If he had taken possession and handballed the ball and in the process went to ground and took knees, would that be a similar outcome?
If he's picking the ball up and he loses his footing through no fault of his own, no.
Yep.
Yeah, but he elects to dive and knock the ball rather than keep his feet.
100% right decision.
Correct. Yeah.
I had a question around reasonable time, calling at Norwood on Saturday. I feel like we've lost the principle of reasonable time. I thought maybe this was the most obvious example. Should this be holding the ball against Libba?
This should be holding the ball for no prior opportunity and no genuine attempt within a reasonable time. You see he cocks it, can't find anyone, then goes to ground and then finds his teammate. That first action of where he cocks it in the tackle and then goes to ground, that would be where, that's reasonable time. And in 2024, we had a communicated message that reasonable time, its duration would be brought in, and this is an example where a free kick should have been awarded.
You're on duty for just a flat-out weird one with the merit mark against the boundary. What the hell was going on here?
Yeah, there's a bit going on here, actually, and probably not our finest moment. So we have a disputed mark, but he's awarded. The boundary umpire says, no, that's a mark, and so our field umpire does the right thing. They consult, yep, mark paid. Merritt does everything that he's meant to do in terms of complying with the laws of the game. So when you're out of bounds as a result of a mark or free kick, you are allowed to come in a straight line in one motion or dispose of it like that and that is play on. And so the boundary umpires made an error in terms of their decision. So that's just an incorrect decision. And so in that instance there, I'd have loved our field umpire to give Merritt the ball back and let him take his kick.
So overrule the boundary.
Yeah, we'll just manage the situation because it's a clear mistake.
And how would that go down in the umpiring ranks?
Yeah, well, we're all human. We all make errors, and we get assessed, and then you get picked accordingly or not. And so, you know, there'll be feedback and an opportunity to get better.
The crackdown on 15 metres, there are differing views on this, including how to measure 15 metres. This is the one. There are posts here.
Yeah, there's a ruler there, Jared.
That's a torpedo. That's his longest kick.
Well, so it's obviously 6.4 metres between each of the posts. So that's 19 and a bit, and it's one side or the other and the other, so it's 22 metres. You know what it did smack me in the head with, Jared, is mentality around, and then the messaging that must be taken place. And I understand interpretation in laws that are subjective, but this is literal. And so I'm not sure. I think there's a bit of work to be done internally with mentality.
Yep.
It's a bit of developing tribunal news there too, Jared.
Oh.
It's not going to surprise anyone.
All right, we'll get the full build-up of that. Funny, Dylan Moore got penalised let's roll the vision. Jason Horne-Francis didn't get penalised for a push on Dylan Moore here. Is that a push in the back?
That is a clear push in the back.
And then Dylan Moore got penalised for a push in the back and beautifully said to the other, so I'm the only one who gets this free kick paid against me.
They're the hardest ones to be able to chirp back. You just got to bite your tongue there because the player's got you snookered. Yep.
Yep, that's clear free kick. All right, that's as far as we're going.
I don't think there's too many arguments there. I think you've been a little bit kind on a few of them, but you did pretty well.
Just quickly, one point of order. Gary earlier said that I keep getting in the wrong position.
I didn't say
I'm
you.
I'm not doing it anymore, mate.
I didn't say you. I said
The colleagues.
I'll take it up with you.
We will take that up a little later. That's a bit of Razor's Edge. What's your decision from Gather Round? Simo and Horse here tomorrow night. So a great insight from the men most recently out of the coach's box. Simo's been at the Masters, so he'll have a story or two for us. And John Longmire in the studio tomorrow night.